Hi, welcome to episode 47 of the podcast. Technically, we did one last week, but there are technical issues after technically I updated my OBS, so sadly, we did not have one last week episode. Sorry about that. So now we're doing kind of a redoing 47. So again, we have the exact same podcast as what would have been last week's RePreach and favorite Anime Villian. So like I said, sorry about not having a podcast last week, but how you guys doing today, starting with RePreach?
I am building a pink wall.
Okay, well, that's not answering the question on how you were doing, not what you're.
Pink is a feeling, Kebbs. You didn't know.
Oh, okay. How are you doing, favorite Anime Villian, or better known as my pet rock?
I am. I go by many aliases. KebbieG's pet rock is one of them. I'm doing not bad. It's unfortunate that we covered so many great, interesting topics last week and we weren't able to get them out. But, it's no big deal. Other than that, I have like 420 tomorrow, which is silly because I'm a 30-year-old man. But I'm like blowing glass at the glass shop that's in town. So probably no stream tonight, unfortunately. But
Sads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can't just suddenly lurk in his chat.
I might still run it for like an hour or two, but I have to be over there around like 11. And if I stay up until like 7 a.m. like usual, I'll get nothing done.
Bro will be cooked as hell for the morning.
That's understandable.
I understand.
Yeah, so updates since technically the last podcast. I've done 2 Sword Championships in total. This last week I did do Purple Enel, and I went 4-2. I did beat Yellow Enel, which is kind of satisfying. That was probably the most intense game I've ever played. And then I also beat Great Bluefy, which was pretty reasonable, and then Zanji, and then Kobe. So interesting stuff. And losing to the mirror match. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about the this deck is kind of going all directions now. Like I've seen people talking about so many different style of build for Purple Enel that it's kind of going crazy. I don't know if I'm not sure if that means that we're not near a finalized build of this deck. What is quote unquote the best deck, the version of Purple Enel, but.
There's no one best build of the deck because it just keeps evolving. And as people are like playing into the Purple Enel meta, the tech options change and the tech options for the mirror match continue to evolve because, we come up with new techs and then we come up with something to counter that tech and then we come up with something to counter that tech. I think the deck does really, really well as like a board control, sort of like aggro deck.
So I played a version that had 2 senior pinks, 4 Reijus, 2 of the blocker Enels, 4 of the secret rare Enels, 3 holies, and 4 and 4, and then 2 and 2 on the 1-drops.
Mm-hmm.
So I faced somebody that he basically cut the holies altogether. Because he was like, they're not good. And he was
that's wrong, but continue.
So he ended up winning the whole thing and got first place, got the winner card. Props to him. So he was like, I'm trying to beat yellow. Frankie is better than Holy into the yellow matchups. And also better than Purple and Enel in a mirror. Which probably makes a lot of sense because he actually kind of crushed me because of the Frankie's pitching and drawing obscene amount of cards. On top of what it normally would do. So he ended up taking that game. And then he beat Yellow Luffy at the very end, I believe. Bell Luffy. And took first place. So it's like, you see people either, one, cutting blocker Enel. And going up either one of the 2 Frankie or the 4-drop Law. Which I find a little interesting. They're also, of course, always playing pink. It's kind of like the stock now. Where you seen that guy, he cut Holy altogether and had, I think, 2 or 3 of the blocker nails, and then he had Frankie.
So, good for him on winning a 64-person store championship. Like, congrats. But fundamentally, he's just literally wrong. Frankie, first off, Frankie doesn't draw cards. He cycles. He goes card neutral. So you're just like turboing through your deck a little bit quicker, which can be good, but you're already turboing through your deck with every single one cost that you play. It's kind of awkward unless you're running a bunch of pudding to get to 4 Dawn on your second turn. And on your third turn, you'd rather just play an L. And then, like, Holy does 2 damage. You need to kill through yellow faster than they can stall you out for healing. So just like, I strongly disagree on his sentiment. Like, I don't hate the idea of running Frankie, and like Dog is probably the first card that I would like cut down to make room for it. But saying that it's better into yellow is wrong. Or saying that Frankie's better into yellow than double attack is wrong.
I'm not sure. I mean, he beat yellow to win it, so I don't know. I did find it interesting though. He's not the only one that's doing that. When I was on the Discord for, of course, the Purple and Nell Discord, other people were talking about how they've cut Holy altogether, and it actually increased their win rate into yellow in general. So I don't know, like, but at the same time, I've been also listening to people in Roger, and people are kind of like excited because Purple and Nell is cutting Holy for Frankie, because it actually gives them a shot now. And they're actually beating in Purple and Nell. So it's like, I don't even know. Like,
I think relying too much on what other people says is just a dumb thing in general. Play the deck, learn what plays well for your play style. My play style includes the dog because I'm aggressive. I'm not formulating the entirety of my game around the dog, but if I stick a dog, it's pretty good, especially into Nami. Nami's best way to remove dog is to Zeus it. And if they Zeus it, that means you get to take a life anyway, giving you a card in hand, and they've taken a life. So, like, make them play their outs. People will be like, oh, no, dog is bad because people are running outs for it. Make them fucking use them. The outs aren't good. Like, Luffy probably Yellow Luffy probably has the best out for it because they're now like teching in Yellow Bello Betty. But Yellow Bello Betty's also like a 2K power. So it's like, cool, you're losing a 2K counter, you're spending 4 Dawn not playing a Zoro to heal, and you're popping 1 body off of my board. I'm gonna play out 4 more on the next turn. I don't know.
I don't know. It is a little. I just find it interesting the fact that there's so much talk about what. For a while, I thought this was like literally kind of decided. Like three or four holies, 2 of the blocker nails are not one of the blocker nails, and then Reishu. And then of course now everyone's like trying everything with Senior Pink, and that eventually made the cut and etc. So I just find it interesting the fact that the deck is going through so many different turns. When most people thought it was solved.
The thing is, there's a ton of really good purple cards, and all of the core Enel cards are really strong, so you can't really build a bad Enel deck.
I mean, people would argue the Porsche version's pretty bad.
It's not. It's not, though. The Porsche version's, like, still pretty solid. It's one of the most aggressive. I would say, like, the Bird version is bad. Like, don't run Count Niwatori in your deck. And then, like, the build that runs 25 Straw Hat cards, that's also probably bad, but...
There was a build that had 25 Straw Hats?
Yeah, it was kind of a meme list.
Understandably why.
Like, they were cutting down a lot of important cards for it.
Yeah, there was, like, a lot of different builds that I've seen. Like, some people were testing Heat.
He was good. He was really solid in the Porsche build.
Yeah, he comes down every time he's on minus, he just gets a plus.
Yeah, every turn he's basically just a 3/6, which is basically what Sanji is, except it's still good into the mirror match. And like it's still not even bad to run it. It just gets removed a little easier right now.
So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to get somebody because you are a purple NL player as well. I was just kind of curious to see what your thoughts were about kind of the different directions everyone's taking. But I find it interesting.
No, it is for sure interesting. There's a lot that's getting done with the deck because there's a ton of good purple cards. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we started seeing people run the 6-cost Zoro that has Banish, like on a serious level. Like, I thought Frankie was really good when I first started testing Purple and L before it was even like on the Batsu sim when I was using Project Raftel. I had a couple copies of Frankie in my build, but like, it's good. It's fine. I don't think it's like giga needed though.
Yeah, and of course everyone has a different opinion. Like,
Yeah, everyone has different play styles too. So
because like I know there's one period where people are talking about Frankie, and they're like, a lot of people are talking about, what's a 5K body? It's just gonna get rested by the mirror. Your
yep.
So it's like it's not even good in that. But then again, like they were saying it is because of the fact that it makes you turbo to your nails, which is kind of why it's for like amazing with. I don't know.
Well, see, even that as a thought is kind of funny because, oh, you're turboing to your Enel, but you don't even. The first person to stick an Enel, if your opponent has a way to remove it, that's just it. You've spent your whole turn playing an Enel, and I've Reiju Grav Blade Mama Raga or Mama Raga it. So like,
Yeah, it was. What was weird about the match was like I think out of us two, I was the one that was putting down the Enels. My opponent on Enel was not. I don't think he even dropped an Enel in the match.
no, I've had a lot of mirror matches where they would put an Enel down and I would just remove it. Divine Departure, Mama, rest it, and then swing into it.
He did
That's
that, but I was like, it's interesting, like because at the end of the game, I think he had a total of 2 or 3 Frankies he played, and then he played was 1-drops. I think that's all he did. And he managed just to kind of out tempo me to the extreme. So like I was not able to do anything. I think I had a very bad starting hand. I think I had 2 Enels and then not that much counter. So I don't know.
Like, I'm not a Frankie hater. My list is pretty tight, and I already kind of want to squeeze another SR and L into the list. So, like, I don't really have cards to cut for Frankie.
Yeah, like, and I was just saying, like, that was interesting because, like, if I was to play Frankie in the deck, it would have to be cutting a holy because, like, there's no other option.
Yeah, I've discussed it with some of my homies. Like, it's definitely the dog is the first card you cut for Frankie.
But the question becomes is like you definitely take losses that you normally wouldn't be taking. Like I think if you had Holy, I lost to Crocodile. He went first, and turns out the whole time I was playing Crocodile, I played it wrong because I thought the deck was better going second. Turns out that was wrong the entire time. It's better statistically, regardless of the situation. It's always better to go first, even not against purple and elf.
Not like I wouldn't say that you were always wrong. It was better to go second in OP14 with Croc.
I mean, they didn't get. I guess now they have Luffy, but that's like the only adjustment they made.
Well, also people will like play down Miss Wednesday and the Bon Clay to remove a body with the Dawes bones. So like you're just a little bit more flexible, and like some decks just want to go first now. Nami wants to go first, and Enel wants to go first. Crocodile doesn't have a bad time going first. They just don't have a stellar 3-cost.
And I guess it dawned on me afterwards the fact that, well, I mean, technically, is it better or worse to play Crocodile on 8 versus your 9 dawn turn? Depending on what your opponent does, right? So if you're like the meta is where a bunch of 8-drops matter, your opponent goes second, and they played an 8-drop down, and your 9 dawn turn, you drop down a Crocodile and prevent it from attacking.
Right.
So like Doflamingo was like a really good card, 10-drop Doflamingo, but it's only good if you do it post tempo play for the
Yep.
tempo play. So Crocodile is probably better into that situation, and going first means that you have a better chance of having a better tempo line. With Croc, you got a 9 turn. I just didn't even think about it. I thought you want to chain you want to chain him as fast as you can, Crocodile, because he's so good. But if you only have one Crocodile, then it's kind of hard. But he had 2 Crocs, which basically meant it was kind of pain. Sorry about that. So rankings this week. The only noticeable change, of course, is just Ace coming up to 3rd. We kind of had discussion last week. I'm pretty sure it was last week. It didn't get aired, but we were talking about. I think in general, we were talking about Ace probably was the 3rd best deck in the triangle, or the triangle. Anyways,
Yep.
so it makes sense.
You were pretty sold on the idea that it was the
Lucy.
3rd deck in the triangle for sure.
Yeah, I think it is the 3rd best. I think it is part of the triangle. I mean, it just kind of perfectly counters the other 2. Like it makes a triangle.
Doesn't. Okay, first off, that's not how triangles work.
It's a great win rate across the board.
It doesn't counter both Nami and Enel. It plays
I know
good
that.
into Nami. It loses into Enel.
We also went through this last week where your confusion was the part where the mirror is ranked as a 50% win rate, so it's green, instead of it being null.
I think this is
where it should be null.
Well, it's null a favorite. It's still the same thing.
It's the same deck.
I mean, it's 50%. It's 50-50. So I mean, it's still fine, right? I mean,
it's technically 100-0 as well.
But I usually look at how many. I usually look at reds. I don't look at greens as much. I look at how many reds you have.
But in that sense, comparing the number of red versus green that it has in comparison to Enel shows that it has worse matchups into more. But Enel is definitely the best deck in the format.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
And that's because the matchups are so slighted, which also we went over last week.
Like, the thing that you have to take into account, like, I'm not saying it's not one of the top, like, 5 decks. Maybe it is, like, 3 or 4. But, like, the thing you also have to take into account is what you're seeing the most of in the meta that you're playing. If you're going to see a ton of Nami, it's going to perform really, really well. If you see a bunch of purple Enel, it's probably not going to perform as well.
Yeah, it is interesting. So I don't think there was a ace player, maybe only 1 or 2 in my last Store Championship. There was a couple Lucy's, and they all kind of just flopped out of there. One reason why I think it's the 3rd member of the triangle is because I think eventually Lucy people are gonna probably have to leave that deck and go to probably ace, because I just don't think Lucy is as strong as ace for one, pound for pound, and
I mean the decks aren't pivotable, right?
I mean,
they play too many different cards.
Yeah, they're definitely different cards, but like that's not what I was getting at. I was getting at more like I think we would pivot to ace, Nami, or P&L to have the highest chances of winning a Sword Championship.
KebbieG, Lucy is good into like almost as many decks as like Ace.
Ace
like
only has 3 bad matchups.
Yeah, and Lucy has like 5, sure.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to go to the statistics real quick and tell me who's better into who between Lucy and Ace? Oh, well, that's crazy. Lucy has a 61% win rate into Ace. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean...
Oh, that's nuts.
But
no, I'm kidding. 1 for 1, you can't tell how good a deck is in the meta just because it's better than a different deck.
Also, the meta kind of just like changes per tournament to a degree.
Well, also, I mean, I also think, Lucy's also missing some pieces to have it the depth that it needs. The ace has that depth, right? It has like literally bangers on every part of the curve for the most part.
Statistically,
Doesn't
also
really
speaking,
have a good 3 dawn turn.
Yeah, that's true. It does. That's what if I kind of struggles going first because that's like
And
the
if
only
you
turn where it's kind of struggles. Because otherwise you go Yamato, Zoro, and then you play a drop event to get a Whitebeard down on 9. So
even playing Zoro, I feel not even that threatened when my opponent does that. I'm playing a deck that's good into it, but it just doesn't feel like that big of a deal.
or they boa Hancock plus put a Dawn on lead, or they play Jozu and put a Dawn on lead, so they have their leader ability. So like every turn but 3, yeah, is definitely kind of amazing on curve.
Except you're like for some reason missing your 8 cost events more now, and you don't have as many targets for your 8 cost event, so you're not necessarily sticking a Newgate on 8 anymore. Or you have to run Tax Beard, who is definitely way worse than 9 Beard.
9 Beard.
The red one that just rotated out.
I mean, there's other 9 Beards that are.
Not that anyone fucking uses KebbieG. Shut up.
I do. I'm kidding.
yeah, that's gonna you walked right into that, Faith. You know he was gonna say I do.
If he's running suboptimal cards, that's on him.
No,
If-
I don't play the double attacker Whitebeard. That draws.
You
with 2.
also probably do it for content regardless.
No,
Nah,
no.
people don't run that card unless they're running like Ace Newgate. No one touches the blue 9 cost.
The only way I would play that card in for content purposes is for a budget deck, and then the issue with that is 10 drop Newgate is budget friendly. It's like
Yeah, it's like
$0.80.
$1.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
cheaper
$1.
even. Yeah,
So
it's
it's
so
like-
cheap.
He's super cheap. You don't need to cut costs on the Whitebeards. It's more of the Marcos.
And even those are only like
$6-7 now.
yeah, they're so much cheaper than they were. I think the most expensive card is the Zoro now.
Yeah, because it's the new hotness.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
No.
telling me you don't play this card for content?
No,
So-
No.
no. If I'm playing a card for content, I'm playing Kaido and Linlin because I want to blow the board up.
The only card that I play for content is Burgundy World.
I thought about doing the I don't want to die as a. No.
Is that the Robin event that
Yeah.
heals you?
Somebody actually played that against me in ranked.
Yo,
in Brook.
you know what? You know what card I kind of have wanted to run, but I don't run blue. There's an 8 cost event that has like Kobe's face on it, where you bottom deck everything that's 3 or less, and then you like bottom deck cards from your hand until you and your opponent both have 5.
They actually
That's
talked about
so
that.
silly.
They
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
I
that on
know.
Reddit.
Oh, y'all couldn't see, but I just front chef kissed the air
Yeah.
from hearing those words in a sentence together.
Is it bottom decks all 3 or less, or is it KOs them?
I think it's bottom deck because it's blue, but I could be wrong.
That's true. That probably is correct. Yeah. They were talking about that on
Sometimes when
Reddit.
I say effects, I just base it off of whatever color, like whatever gimmick the color usually has. I could totally be wrong.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think you have to discard 1 card, right? To use it or no?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
They were talking about playing that, I think, in Kuzan.
Yeah, well, you would draw off of it anyway as long as you're at more than 5 cards, because it's a Navy event that's making you discard a card.
Yeah, but the trashing it is trashing Witten though. Down to 5 wouldn't make you draw, would it?
Oh, no, I don't think it does. I think it's discarding specifically,
Yeah.
not trashing cards.
I thought that was funny. We must have both read the same.
Kebbie, I'm pretty sure I've seen you on Reddit before in One Piece groups. You wouldn't know because I don't post, and I have multiple Reddits, but
We also do know KebbieG is officially a Reddit user. Don't worry, I know. He's surprised I'm not. I have an account for my school Reddit.
I was definitely more active in the Pioneer Discord. I mean, Reddit community than this one, but yeah.
I always see KebbieG in the My Dress Up Darling community.
Damn, you gotta point out some of his posts. I gotta see those.
No. But other than that, the only other adjustment is Mihawk going up one. I don't see how that's the case. Like, I still not sold that this is a. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think this deck is very good.
I'm surprised to see it moving up, but realistically, the stuff that it's above, I guess I'm not really that surprised to see it above.
You think so? I think Red Green Luffy's better than Mihawk.
I mean, maybe.
I mean,
it's kind of worse into Emu though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Emu's not even on the list.
Yeah, but for the most part, people aren't really worried about Emu because Emu just gets trashed on by Enel. But
I don't know, dog. I don't make the power rankings. I play one deck.
I just find it interesting though that the Mihawk is 6th now, like, and Emu is 7th, but I don't know.
People could just be running a bunch of stun, like freezing, like running carrots and 6-cost law to bounce the carrots back. And
I think they do.
Who knows? I don't know. People could just be bad and they're losing to Mihawk for some reason.
That is true.
Expecting people to be good players is a crazy take. Come on, Fave.
You're right. You're right.
I want you to apologize to everybody that's playing One Piece right now for expecting them to be good.
I will not. Do better. Better yourselves.
So, I guess we should talk about the 2 losers in the room on the top 10. Do you think these 2 are just not very good in this position?
Get Gecko Moria out of here. Fuck that deck.
No, please win, people. Stop being bad with my favorite deck.
Fucking baby ass yellow deck. Ooh, I'm gonna heal on 4, 6, 8, and 10. Get out of here. No skill losers. You have the worst deck of all time. I don't know. Fuck
After TCG
not wrong, bro.
Hopefully he's not watching this.
No, Abster's the fucking man. He's crazy good, but he plays Rebecca now, so.
Oh, he moved off Moria?
I don't know. He was on Rebecca for a little bit.
I think he was like trucking Moria. Like
I'm not saying that it's a bad deck. I'm just saying that I fucking hate it and it's annoying to play against.
So y'all hear how you piss off Fave is you just play this deck. That's why you need to play this deck.
Oh no, I'll tell you how you piss me off. You beat me. That's it. Play a deck that's good into my deck, and I'm gonna talk shit about you.
Which is kind of weird because I mean PNL, he's on PNL right now, but he loves the color yellow. But PNL is bad into yellow.
Yeah, oh no, hear me out. I love when I play yellow. When I do it, it's like, it's skill, it's understanding the format, knowing how to interact and weave between other decks. When other people do it, no skill luck sack. Like, oh yeah, sure, of course you double Borsalino on your 10 Dawn turn. Boo! When I do it, cool as fuck. I'm winning that game. When other people do it, gross, disgusting, call HR.
Yeah, they do it and they still lose. I'm kidding. That's the difference. I'm joking. At least according to the favorite anime villain. So what do you think about Grape Luffy right now? Like, you think it's not really a competitor right now?
I think, like, I don't necessarily. I have lost some games into it. I think it's probably, like, not bad into the overall meta. Like, I think it's pretty playable. But, like, I don't think it's as good into, like, the decks that people were hoping it was going to be good into. Like, looking at the percentages, it looks bad into Purple and L and Nami and Ace.
Yes,
That's rough.
Yeah, so if you take into account my ideal, what I said would be the triangle, it's bad in all three of them.
Well, I mean, those are not even just like saying the triangle of what the top three like best decks are. Those are definitely three of the like two of those are absolutely the best decks in the format, like most playable. Well, I won't even say that Nami's like one of the best decks in the format. It's one of the best decks in the format right now because it has some good, like what you will run into, it plays well into. So it's like a good counter pick that sustains itself in the meta, but you're gonna see a ton of Nami and you're gonna see a ton of purple Enel. So like, yeah, running purple Luffy into that is or like grape Luffy into that is not gonna be a good time. And then like you're also gonna see people on Ace because they've been jamming out Ace since OP13. Because Ace isn't like bad. As a deck, it did not get worse. It just has slightly worse matchups.
I mean, yeah,
Like
only
not
lost a few cards.
not its like matchup spread, but like the decks that it has to contend into on a like larger event scale are worse for it, is what I mean.
And it's not even including the fact that, well, I mean, in OP16, you're getting support potentially.
Yeah,
So
nothing's really seemed that good so far for it, but yeah. Well, that's not true. That one Newgate is probably pretty good for the deck.
The double attacking Ace. Let's go.
Yeah, double attack plus the plus 2k on your turn.
Yeah, I might try that in Roger. See how that goes. Be 11k Roger. I mean, you can just smack face double twice. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to make us competitive into Nell, but...
How are you going to be 11k?
Because we still play Zora and we still play Roger the following turn. You just...
Yeah. It's not on play. It's just your turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't read cards.
Yeah, that's not what we do on this channel. The last few tournaments, there's not really nothing noticeable. There is the Lily regionals that people are talking about. It looks like a VV made it. A Nell, some Grape Luffy, some Ace, some Lucy. So I guess based off this marker, they would tell me that Lucy's better than Ace based off how many made it top cut. And there's a lot of cups. So, how you guys feeling about the meta as a whole, though? Like, you guys enjoying it?
I mean, personally, I'm having a lot of fun, but it's probably just because I'm playing a good deck that I actually like to play.
Yeah, it is a interesting deck list, like as a whole. It's like 4 colors of the game shoved into one purple deck.
It does kind of like everything. As soon as we get an event that just like gives us unblockable, cherry.
Or a 0-drop event at Dawn -2, gain 1 life, draw a card.
I was actually just talking about this with some of my buddies in like a testing chat the other day. Hear me out. I think Bandai should hire me. We go 0 cost, -2 Dawn. -1 or more Dawn, I will say. Add up to 1 life from the top of your deck to the top of your life, and then if your opponent has 1 life or more, they trash it. Also play out a 6 cost Enel from your deck.
That's 6 cost Enel from your deck.
From your deck, not from your hand, not from the trash.
Hand deck or trash, you're right. I shouldn't limit it.
He is not a limiter, that's for sure.
And then counter, discard up to 1 card, gain 4k for an Enel, and then draw 2 cards.
That seems a little fair, too fair.
I know. I don't want it to be overpowered though. I don't want it.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten a.
Now take everything. My advice to Bandai is take everything he just said, put it on 10 cost, and we're good.
The deck can't run 10 costs.
Exactly.
Put it on a 10 cost, but then have the 10 cost say if your leader is Enel, give this card -6 cost.
-9. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, you know what? I like that, Kebbie. I like that a lot.
Turn
So you
one
can drop
play.
it on 1.
You can drop it on turn 1 and just immediately get in an L and just be like, okay, pass. I don't know about that one, man.
I think we've solved the format.
Yeah.
But you mentioned, you're just saying that, it makes me do kind of wonder, is there any good purple return as many Dawn as you want that you could play? Because that would be kind of nice that you could attach all your Dawn to one character, leave up X amount of Dawn for this card, and return all the ones that are attached. So then you use the leader ability to get them back.
Kebbie, it exists. It's the blocker in hell.
That is true. But you basically go down a card every time you do it, though.
Yeah, you just do it for like a lethal push. I think the only other card that is like kind of usable, arguably usable, but no one's using it right now. There's like a 6-cost 7k power Brook that when attacking minuses Dawn, but I don't remember if it minuses 2 Dawn specifically or if it's like 1 or more.
It's 1 or more.
Because it's a Peanut Butter Luffy card.
Yes. It's actually seeing a resurgence in Peanut Butter Luffy.
Is it? That's cool. Yeah, so that's like the only one that I know of.
I'm sold. I'm going to put that in my deck. I'm kidding.
All right, y'all heard this. Now raise the stocks.
All right, that's gonna be a video coming up on my channel
it.
at some point. Purple and L with Brook.
Just give shout-outs where shout-outs are due. To me. That's my idea. That's my tech. I'm never going to run it, but I've talked about it a billion times.
So now he deserves all the royalties from the video. 100%.
That's true.
So, first thing we got, since this technically we would not have talked about last week, but Burgess came out this week.
Burn it. Burn this stupid card.
3-drop 5k on KO. You could basically, your opponent could take the top card of their life and add it to hand. And the trigger ability, you basically get to play this card. It's actually the first one, I think, of their group or that actually has that effect where you get actually play them. So
Yes, it for sure is. It's also super annoying that it's a life burn card. It's also super annoying that it's a 3-cost because you can pop it with the 7-cost Newgate and then bring it back with the Shiryu. It's very annoying.
yeah, so I'm gonna try this deck out in Jank because again I talked about earlier Kaido and Lin. Now I have another Hawkins that I could technically just trash them and then make you burn your entire life.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try it for that, but I do find it interesting that they made this card and everyone's like, oh, well, of course, Burgess always has to be the strongest character in the group.
I mean, it absolutely is. This card is insanely good.
And it looks like it's a common.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice stuff. This deck looks like it's going to be pretty cheap. There's only one SR.
So what I'm hearing is KebbieG's converted to playing another Blackbeard deck.
I was
The
already
surprise, the shock and awe, the unpredictability.
So, caveat. So, I hate the color yellow, but when I do, I play it for Teach. That's my motto. Or
It's
Nico
an
Robin.
oddly specific motto, but
Yeah, or Nico Robin. I'll play yellow for Nico Robin.
keep my wife's name out of your mouth, Kebbie. Said keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
Fair enough. So yeah, this definitely I think is a very push card. It doesn't have counter, but whatever, right? It's 3 drops, 5k, solid body.
I'm gonna run this in yellow Luffy. Starter deck yellow Luffy. Maybe swap Nami back to Nico Robin because this is a worthwhile 3-cost to play off of the Robin trigger.
Or you could just play this in Robin.
Yeah, I mean I could, but Robin is like not that good of a deck.
But it's your wife.
Yeah, I have the card. It just doesn't leave my desk.
Fair enough. think that's the only new card we got for Blackbeard.
I think so. I think we had the Doc Q already. Like, I remember us talking about most of these.
Yeah. We also got Kuma, 3 drop
Mediocre
4,000.
card.
On play, draw 2, just trash 2, put a Dawn on something. I mean, okay, it's a 2 cost 4K that you loot 2. I don't know.
Really solid in black. The issue is of what decks it's going in.
I mean,
it's like fine for black, but they are like most black decks already have so many like cycle loop cards already. Like
yeah.
they didn't need another draw 2 trash 2 to break even on hand advantage.
Well, you're -1, right? Because
technically you're going -1 and you're not even establishing like a worthwhile body. And it's not even like, I wish it was on play, draw 2 trash 1, and then active main give your leader or character a Dawn.
So basically like a koala.
Yeah.
She has the activate, but she doesn't see any play.
Isn't she a 5 cost?
Yes. And I think she becomes an 8.
Yeah, this card would have been absolutely crazy if it made itself a pseudo 8. Even if you had a different 8 cost on the field, that way you could like play this and then on the next turn you play one of the other ones that make themselves an 8 for free. And then this would be an 8. But they didn't.
Yeah, so my only thing with this card is, technically, I think in the version I have in paper right now, I am playing the what's her face? Ivankov.
I love it.
I'm playing Ivankov as my 3-drop. So I don't know if this is better or worse than Ivankov.
In what deck?
Sabo.
That's silly. Why are you running a really bad card in Sabo?
It's just a 3-drop filler right now. Hopefully we get
get rid of it. Cut it out. Cut it out of the deck. Put something better in the deck. You don't need a 3 cost.
Fair. And I think technically this was revealed last week, but we covered it, but we're never going to cover it again. Robin, 1 drop, 2K. Attack, 1K counter. On play, trash 1. If you have an 8 or more, trash 1 costs 8 or costs or more. Draw 2.
Yeah, it's a trade-in. Big fan. Also, just best card in the entire set because it's Nico Robin.
Repeating what I was saying last week, cards gas. I mean, what more do you want from a 1 cost than for it to replace itself in hand and for it to have a decent counter attached to it?
I mean, yeah, it could have been a 2K counter, but yeah, it definitely
That's true. It could have been a 2K counter.
Yeah, it's a fine card for sure. It requiring to pitch basically Yamato is kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. We're getting 8 cost Gecko Moria back.
Oh, you're thinking this goes into 8 costs? You think this goes into Moria?
No, absolutely not. I'm saying we're gonna run 8 cost Gecko Moria in Yamato.
Makes sense.
That way you can give 2 characters a rush.
You think they're gonna unban the card for this deck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Well, I think they're going to unban the card, and it's just going to happen to line up with the fact that people will run it in Yamato.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it gets 1 rested, right?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
So then, yeah, 1 thing would come back and have. I think it's a 4-drop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a 4 or less and 2 or less.
And then we got Nami, which is a Lanowano searcher for top.
Yeah, we had that revealed already, though.
Yeah, I can't remember if we covered that last week or week before.
I think the week before. It was like one of the first black cards that got revealed. Didn't we get like a new searcher for Sakazuki or for Sengoku?
Yeah,
we got revealed already.
Yeah, we went over more Navy shit.
Because we got like Garp and Suru, right?
Yeah, so I think Navy, if we get a couple more pieces, this deck is looking okay.
If we get like a good 3 cost that ramps, we're set. I mean, honestly, people can just run Black Maria, but we probably need one more searcher card, like a stage
Honestly,
or an event.
dude, if Roger ever got this card, it'd be so.
Roger doesn't need this card. Every single card that Roger has ramps, my guy.
This ramps twice.
Yeah, I understand that. Roger's a fucking 7K payoff. It doesn't need to ramp twice in one turn.
And most of the time it tries to, but usually you're down 2 cards. This one would be kind of sweet if you could ever get this. But a 5-drop 6K, if your leader is Navy, you get to put one as active, one as rested. Solid.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like it doesn't even like necessarily speed up the turn. Well, hold on. Hover over Sengoku.
It's 8. Yeah, return
It's 8 active Dawn too.
Yeah. So you would have to basically play Garp. The following turn, return all your Dawn, and then you get your ability.
Well, no, because like you use the Sengoku effect, and then you already get all of your Dawn back for the next turn anyway. You just go -3 out of hand. Because all of the idiots ramp you 2 Dawn back.
That's 6. Yeah, then you get 2 more on your next turn.
Yep. So you can already like spam admirals 2 turns in a row. It's just a lot of resources. And you're also not using any of their like other effects. You're just doing the ramp effects.
Yeah, because if you Dawn -1 off of the Sakazuki, you probably.
Mm-hmm. But okay, hear me out though. Just playing out 3 8K bodies in one turn is still pretty strong.
Yes. Like I said, I'm just not sold.
No, it needs a couple more pieces for sure. It's still probably going to be a little inconsistent, and we're probably going to get some mediocre cards for it. But if it gets like 2 or 3 more like decent cards, like if it gets a stage that searches or an event that searches, and then like a decent 3 cost, the deck is golden.
Yeah. So like for me, like I'm skeptical about this deck because of the pure fact that like I know you disagreed with me previously, but your argument was Kuzan does a 6-drop Kuzan into a Garp the following turn, and it's not very playable right now. That's 3 8K bodies.
3 8K bodies between 2 turns. Yeah. That means that when you're establishing the second and third body, you're only swinging 1 of those bodies. Whereas like you do this, which would be on, yes, it's your 8 Dawn turn, but you're presumably getting there quicker than your opponent is getting, you know what I mean? Like you're ramping a little bit quicker. You're using this effect, and then the following turn, you're swinging with all 3 of those 8K bodies. That's pretty good. I think the issue with the deck is that it's going to be very resource heavy. Like it's going to have a lot of requirements for resources since you're dropping 3 cards out of hand.
Yeah, that's not even including like it might have the Roger effect or Roger issue, where like you just swing into that dang deck because you know they probably have 5 bricks in hand.
Yep. Yeah, that is the other thing. You're auto running 12 bricks in this deck. Yeah,
so like it's one of those situations where everyone knows like Roger plays a lot of bricks. Like it's just the thing. And so or same with Mihawk, right? Too. Like you just attack into that thing because they may have 6 cards in hand, but they only have 2K counter. And you're just like, okay. Actually, I think I won a game that way against Mihawk. That's like one concern you gotta have. But this being a 2K is pretty solid, but it's also attached to a searcher.
Yeah, I like that, but I also hate it at the same time.
Yeah, so it's like it's an additional 2Ks because you're probably not going to count these as your 2K slots. They're just going to be your searcher slots.
The searcher is also one of the like shittier searchers that makes you trash a card out of hand after finding something too.
Yeah, so it's like a Nell, right?
Yep. So it's just like filter more than it is like hand advantage. You're going neg 2 basically. Well, no, you're going like neg 1, but
Yeah, but the difference is you have a 2K body instead of a 10K body with the
yeah,
Nell, which
yeah.
makes it worse.
This also obviously only finds Navy cards, whereas NL finds anything, but
Yeah, I was excluding that because this is probably going to be 100% Navy deck.
for sure.
But,
Well, I mean, you could run Black Maria, for sure,
and
but
also, technically, you're probably going to play a Mammogram because it's in every purple deck now.
Mamargon, yeah. Everyone is, I wish they locked that to an L. It's so annoying that it's generic.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing. And purple likes the Dawn minus, so one of those situations. I think we got Mr. 1 since last time.
Yep.
So a 2-drop, 2,000, 1K counter. You attach 1 Dawn to this thing. It becomes if you have 5 or more cards in hand, it becomes a 5K body. Solid.
Yeah.
And on play, draw a card.
It's not bad.
I kind of like these two together. I mean, Mr. 2 and Mr. 1 together both draw a card on ETB. They both can attack really effectively for 2 drops.
And if they get removed, you just get to play out the prisoner.
Oh, not even for you probably would play in Buggy too. Even if it was Luffy, like I'm still down. I mean, these things are solid attacking bodies that you play on too. I mean, they replace themselves. I mean,
these are good cards to play off of the 3-cost Ivankov. Or the 4-cost Ivankov, sorry.
And the 3.
Is the 3-cost Impel down? Yeah. I think it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was made for Crocodile? No, it was
no.
For... What?
It was made for Zoro Sanji.
It was in his starter deck. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was an Impel down.
But I think it's still Impel down.
So, like, you could cheat them down and draw a card off of Ivankov. Not bad. I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how this pans out. But I also am kind of interested in, not interested, but I'm kind of like dumbfounded in the fact that like blue is becoming the aggro color now. Like Jinbei has been, Rebecca has been. Now this potentially could be an aggro deck.
Well, to me, it more seems like, hey, they haven't hit it on the head yet. Like they try to give every color an aggro build, like an aggro deck that can be played. It might be a couple sets between shifting colors. Like red obviously had Zoro for a long time, and technically it has like Chopper, and green has like green purple Luffy, purple has green purple Luffy and Enel. Blue hasn't really been able to like hit it out of the park with their aggro deck yet. They've been like close. Like Jinbei is not even bad. Jinbei's actually kind of saucy right now. Rebecca also not a bad deck, but they're just like not consistently good enough to win. So I feel like they're just continually trying to peg down that good aggro blue deck is how it comes across to me.
That's fine. I'm just like, it just shocks me because I like usually like you would, that's kind of like Red's thing, but
yeah,
it just seems like it's like maybe they're just like switching it entirely and Red is going down a different path entirely.
I think we're just experiencing growth in the game.
Yeah, because usually like I would if I was experiencing blue when it comes to aggro, it's more of a tempo aggro. That's how I would usually equate this, but this seems...
Which it still is.
We haven't really seen a tempo card yet.
I mean, it's not tempo in the sense of board control, but it's all tempo in the sense of hand advantage, which is absolutely blue's like bigger niche, is maintaining hand size. And like to say that red isn't aggro-y anymore isn't even necessarily correct when the red leader for this set gives things rush.
Yeah, that's... I guess I come at a different angle, as in like what I would classify as aggro. Like technically, Stompy is aggro, yes, But usually when I'm saying aggro, I mean like cheap, small things that flood the board and kind of smash. Kind of like
there's multiple types of aggro though, like you just said.
Yes, I mean, I'm coming from like the Magic terms, so I guess I'm a little off. It's typically like great. You said Great Luffy. That's like Stompy to me, where it's like mid-rangey sized bodies coming in at hyper aggressive speeds.
Yeah, I just consider that mid-range aggro where you're not playing many things over like 5 or 6 Dawn.
So yeah, so like that's like the difference. I guess how I would interpret it. But like yeah, Chopper I would consider to be hyper aggro. Like it's
like okay, hear me out. What do you consider Calgara? Because that's absolutely aggro.
Yeah,
but it's not like low body aggro. It's like mid-rangey.
I mean, for a long time, it topped out like a 5 Dawn. So yeah.
I think it was 6, but that doesn't change what you're saying.
Yeah, but it does flood the board quite with 4s. So
like I mainly just consider aggro anything that like tries to kill you quickly. Anything that plays very aggressively and wants to poke as many times as possible. Yeah. However they achieve that.
Keb's too used to referring to burn as aggro.
That's not
where it's
that's burn.
Where
that's
resource
not aggro.
Expenditure.
I mean, yellow is the burn color in One Piece, but
yeah,
which is weird to me. But
I will say, blue has like had 3 decks in a row that are like small body aggro for sure. Like Rebecca relies on the 3-cost Kyros. Jinbei relies a lot on its like smaller bodies to feed into its bigger stuff, and then this seems like it's playing a lot of like decent little 2 costs, but
yeah, like these are like close to like 3-drop Sanji and like how like big they can get and actually get through. And I find it interesting. This is basically what a 2-drop. You put a Dawn on. Now it's a 6K.
Yeah,
not bad.
No, a 3/6 is not bad at all.
There has to be some sort of discard outlet because if it's 5 or more cards, it's not 5
Mm-hmm.
or less. It's the opposite. Never mind. It's totally okay. It's okay. I wonder if this blue aggro deck is going to play Jinbei too, because it seems like every blue aggro deck right now plays Jinbei. Rebecca plays it, and so does Jinbei. The A drop Jinbei. Both their top end.
I mean, I don't think. Yeah, so. Buggy might actually play it on like their 9 Dawn turn. Or no, I guess they wouldn't even, because like the idea would be to play Jinbei and then bounce one of your characters back to play another prisoner out, but you have to have a Dawn on your leader, and Jinbei is a 10 Dawn play for the removal. Also, you don't have a discard outlet. You're not like doing a draw 1, trash 1.
Yeah, because Jinbei and
to get rushed, you have to discard something.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe not. And then like Luffy is probably not going to run it either because you don't get your leader effect because it's not impel down.
And then we have Crocodile. I'm pretty sure we have not talked about this one, have we?
I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I don't remember. I think this card's really, really good.
Yeah. Return one of your character with a cost of 2 or more for this owner's hand, and then you play 1 impel down with cost 2 or less from hand.
Yep.
Solid effect. So you can cheat down these 2 guys. I don't think we talked about them. They basically have the exact same effect.
They literally just got announced like 2 days ago. They're so mediocre. I don't even remember what they do.
They both. If you have the other one, you get to play a character with a cost of 2 or less from your hand.
I guess
attack.
It is a 2K counter. Is the other one also a 2K?
They're buddies. They're basically the same card.
Oh my goodness. I think cards like this are so fucking cheese. I don't think anyone's going to run them. Not when you could just run the Prisoner of Impel down at 12 for your 2Ks.
I don't know, man. People might just play them because they're hilarious.
Yeah, it's just not something that you're going to be able to proc very often. I feel like.
Yeah, because you have to basically go down two 2Ks in hand.
Yep, you have to go down 2 2Ks in hand. They have to stick, and then you have to attack with them as well. And then when you attack, you're playing another card from your hand.
Yeah, you get 2 because they each of them get their own.
Yeah.
So you have to literally be 2-cost tribal.
Yeah. So these 2 cheat down your Mr. 2 and your Mr. 1.
Sure, or hear me out. You could have just played the Mr. 1 and the Mr. 2 instead.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really getting any dawn efficiency. I mean, what are you doing? You already.
Have, how many searchers do we have that are impel down?
None so far.
Just Ivankov.
Then the card's ass.
The Ivankov, yeah.
It's not cost 2. It's ass. The 2 cards don't have a way of replenishing for the effect. If they could spawn a searcher, then you could keep re-looping this while actually maybe committing something bigger to board.
We might get a blue searcher because we don't have a blue searcher at the moment for Buggy. Like you have to keep in mind, Preach, we don't have like half of the cards.
Yes, I understand that, but from the perspective of now, I will eat my words when it comes out.
I will agree. These cards are trash. I don't think people should run them. But we will probably for sure see a blue small body searcher, I would imagine. What does the 4-cost Buggy do? Oh, it's on KO, right? That's worse. That's
so for 1 prisoner. That's not that bad, but it's
on KO, so your opponent just never swings into it. It's just a 5K body.
Yeah, and this isn't like Gecko where you're killing your guys.
And it's all, yes, exactly. Also, it's not blue, so you're not double utilizing the effect of Buggy. Like, any impel down card that we're looking at right now is infinitely better in Buggy than it is in Luffy. Luffy is kind of a mediocre leader, in my opinion.
What the Luffy do?
So if your characters are on your field are only impel down, you get to set up 2 Dawn as active.
It's just worse green purple Luffy.
Yeah. Also, technically, based off of how this works, if you have no characters, you can still set them as active.
No.
Right?
Incorrect. The opposite. If you have no characters, you cannot do the effect. Yep, it's the same way that it works with green purple Luffy, where if you don't have a straw hat on field, you can't use leader effect.
And I mean, honestly, I think it's not in the set. Clearly, it's in the next one. No, it's in 10.
What are you looking for?
So, like Smoker, I think it's even better. 7K bot power is easier to pull off, I think.
Oh, yeah. Because 7K, you can just put Dawn onto... Like, people would literally play out the... On 4 Dawn, they would play out the 3-cost Sanji that makes itself a 6K, and then they would put a Dawn on it, and then automatically be able to restand 2.
Yeah. So, like, I'm failing to see how this Luffy is going to be good. I think it's worse than Smoker. So
yes, I will agree with that. And like Smoker wouldn't even be bad if it was just a little bit quicker of a deck. If it got some of the cards that we're getting for Luffy, but for like Navy Punk Hazard archetype, I think Smoker could do better. But like as far as this goes, we haven't seen like a really good payoff for Impel Down.
And green. Right.
And in green, yeah, no. The best Impel Down card that we have in blue right now is the Ivankov, where if you end your like turn, or not Ivankov, Inazuma. Yep. If you end your turn with however many cards in hand, you draw 2. Like you have to be at like either 0 or 2 or less. I don't remember. It's like an EBO1 card.
Do you think it's 2?
Yeah. I think it would allow you, because you were supposed to play it in Ivankov. Ivankov, if you were at 0, you got to draw 2, and then if you had the Ivankov or the Inazuma on field, you'd be able to draw an additional 2. So if you end your turn with Luffy at 2 and you have the Inazuma out, you could draw to 4. But it seems like with the Dawes Bones wanting you to have 5 or more cards in hand, you're going to have a lot of cards in hand. But then if you're playing the Antler Cough and the other Rabbit Cough or whatever its name is, you're playing out 2 bodies every turn. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to do. It also doesn't even increase its like power. So the Luffy, I mean, like that was one of the things that made green purple Luffy really strong, is that it increased its power to a 6k leader.
But
Yeah.
I guess the advantage of this one is also it doesn't dawn -2.
But it was built into a purple leader who had tools to get Dawn back.
Yeah. I'm aware of that, but I'm saying like that is one upside of this has it that great.
I mean, also yet again comparing it back to Smoker, this is a 4 life 5,000. What's the life on Smoker?
It's the same. It's 4/5. Okay. Most dual color leaders are either like 3/6 or they're 4/5.
But you also got like extra bonuses from.
Yeah, you do also get like your Navy and Punk Hazard stuff gain plus 1k power, so they're harder to remove.
And he's slash, which means you play Perona.
Also,
yes.
waifu tax because it's hot Smoker.
No. Actually, not that much. People don't really goon.
I know.
Smoke Shigi.
I know.
I mean, Tashigi is that underappreciated?
No. I said Smoke Shigi. Specifically when Smoker is in Tashigi's body.
Yeah, but I think even Tashigi's underappreciated in this world.
All right, Kebbie. Calm down. Pour some ice on yourself, dog.
Fair.
We gotta get him to do the ice bucket challenge again.
So like, there's a lot of things that this leader doesn't have, right? Like, so like it would have to have some sort of searcher, like we mentioned,
like a blue one, yeah,
to be competitive,
or like a small body one.
Because, I mean, I guess do we have an impel down searcher at all? Like
we had one, but it rotated out.
I didn't know
we had 2, but they rotated out.
I know we have a couple impound down stuff from EB set.
It wasn't an EB thing. It was an OPO2 thing. There was a purple Hannibal and then a blue buggy. But the buggy couldn't search out other buggies. And they were also both specifically locked to the color that they were a part of. So buggy only searched blue impel down cards, and Hannibal only searches purple impel down cards.
So, yeah, so I do think this is probably not going to be very good. Like, I don't even know what they would have to print something very, very powerful in green.
Yeah, I don't even know what sort of payoff the deck needs to be good.
It's weird. So it looks like they're building green as the deck that should be playing Mr. 1 and Mr. 2. And it seems like they don't want you to maybe, I don't know, like.
Well, I think, yes, the cards are probably centered around being synergistic with Luffy, but I don't think they're bad in buggy, because even if they are KO'd by battle, you get to cheat out your prisoner.
I guess that makes sense, right? So I guess their vision for Luffy is it is a low to the ground deck, because 2 Dawn, you put down a 2-drop, you restand 2, play another 2-drop.
Yeah. And like everything that we've seen so far, we haven't seen support in blue or green that's bigger than a 6 cost.
Yeah, because the prisoner impelled.
Right. Which is like just going to always be mentioned because it is like the strongest card in the deck so far, technically, like power wise, and it's a 2K. And I mean, they even technically did give us the 4/5 buggy that plays out the prisoner. So, like, obviously they do maybe want it to be like a mid-range deck. Lots of like 2s, 4s, and 6s for Luffy.
Didn't we go over the Bond Clay last week?
I don't remember. Yeah, that's one of the first cards that came out.
No,
I think we went over
one.
the Ace last week,
Mm-hmm.
which is an insane card for Buggy specifically.
Yeah, being able to draw a card, rest it, basically
Yep.
turns into another 6K.
Yep, it's a blocker if they like kill it. You just get to play out a body. If they don't kill it, you just get to draw a card every turn. No downside, really.
Yeah, I guess Crocodile is gonna be very good, right? Because you get to pick up Mister Two, put a black down, draw another card,
Yep, and you get to play out a Prisoner of Imbeldown.
or some crazy reason you pick up your Bunk Cove.
Okay, come on, Keb. Stop trying to sell us on this thing.
Oh,
Kebbie really wants us to be blue-green Luffy believers.
Dude, look at him, dude. He looks like he's partying in a disco. Okay.
That is what he's doing. You're right. That is what the art depicts.
Yeah. So they're having a fun time. It means you're gonna
In
have fun
prison.
time. Yes. You're gonna have a fun time if you put these cards in your deck. Just not.
All right, remember that, kids. You're gonna have a fun time in prison. It's gonna be discos and parties all the time, and just free draw cards. Just never play prison in prison. I heard that's a bad idea.
I think that's it for these two colors. Last week we did cover.
I think the only new thing that we've gotten is the Squard, which is
We got Squad today, I believe.
yeah.
We
It,
did talk about.
We
this
talked about
last
Thatch last time too, didn't we?
week.
oh no, we covered Thatch, and then we covered the other card that is like a 4/8, the Orange Junior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could cover Thatch in conjunction with this card because of it could potentially make this thing turned on faster. But
Well, also the Thatch wasn't out 2 weeks ago.
yeah, I mean it's a 8 potential 5-drop 8K body with blocker.
Yeah.
For some reason all of these cards have blocker for the most part. Kind of weird, interesting.
They want it to be very defensive. They're trying to usurp Blackbeard, I think.
Well, I think it's just like the fact that your leader makes everything aggressive. If you're turning everything sideways every turn, and it's like a lot of things that are high statted. So like if you don't have blockers to start, you're just getting rushed down by a smaller body aggro deck.
Yeah, so we got Little Wars Junior last week. Technically, we were talking about him partially, but a high level is great. A nice card to have in the deck because of the fact that you actually have something that you can play lower on the curve, but also you could reveal to use your effects. So, like in that regard, he's.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. Bandai, make a card that is a cost 0, 1,000 power, cannot attack, cannot gain block, gains +8 cost on stage. Boom. Make it a Whitebeard pirate.
For what?
But it loses Whitebeard on stage, so you have nothing.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever print a 0 cost character.
No, I don't think so.
It would have to be like a 0 drop 0.
Wait for the power creep.
I could see like 0 cost stages maybe, but even that, it's like the game, as much as it's not necessarily balanced, they do try to balance the game, and generating any sort of value for free is inherently not balanced.
Nah, but it's not value. You have nothing from it. It can't attack and can't gain block.
All of the 0 cost Enel events are really hot topics right now because they're essentially free effects and people are pissed about it. So
That is true. And people are going to be more mad because the Luffy could play 2/2 drops once free.
Oh my god.
Heavy. No.
I know.
No one's concerned with it.
I'm joking.
All right, guys, you want to hear how you fix your green-blue Luffy deck? Here's what you do.
Make it
You
not
take a Sharpie
green-blue
and
Luffy.
remove the once on the card. Boom. And now it's tournament legal still. And tell them it's an errata.
Actually, you know what you do? You just remove where it says impel down. if you have characters on the field set up to 2 of your Dawn as active.
Actually, he's right though. If you get rid of the once per turn off this card, probably
Yeah,
pretty
no fucking shit.
It actually, I think, would be pretty actually playable.
No fucking shit.
Actually, it might not be because it still requires you to play Impel down.
Green blue. It's still green blue for life. You just lose before you can use it. It's
and
okay.
You're stuck playing Impel down stuff.
And you're stuck playing Impel down. Don't worry about it. It basically doesn't matter if it's once per turn or not. Right? You're already playing 2 costs for free every time.
The issue would be not being defensive enough, because if you could make it to 10 Dawn where you could just restand 2 Dawn every effect activation, but it's not once per turn, that means you can play out a full board and then restand all your Dawn and swing 15.
I see no problem with that. That makes it okay. It's still bad. You're playing Impel down. Did you
Yeah,
forget?
yeah, no, it's okay because it's limited to Impel down Luffy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It makes Impel down playable, apparently. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, because then you actually get
the
to
one per turn.
Hear me out.
It makes your 2-cost Bunkov a 13k swing.
It actually makes them.
It's
perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It makes these 2 guys become, 5Ks. You know, I
don't know. It's the solution to all the problems. Just say you just leaked this, and it was still in the works.
But we do have scored.
This card's ass.
5 cost, 7,000 on play. You could trash 1 character with a base power of 10,000. KO one of your opponent's character with 8,000 or less. So it does not say from hand. So yes, you physically have to play this Whitebeard to get the score down, to KO this Whitebeard, and you are depressed afterwards.
You don't even get to give the Squard rush unless you put a Dawn underneath it.
Exactly. Which is
Wait, hold on. Scroll over the ace real quick. It's not base power, right?
No. It's
okay.
Or more. So you can play it for your 6 Dawn total, and with rush. And you get to pop an AK body, which means it's Katakuri.
Well, no. You can't play this on. I mean, not on 6 curve is what I want to clear up. But you can, after your 10 Dawn turn, you could play it for 6 Dawn total and give it rush. At the cost of losing your 10k power Newgate that you could just swing into the 8k power character that your opponent has. I don't know. I don't understand why they made the Squard. It's a pretty bad card.
I mean, it's a 6-drop 8k with rush. It's like
bad. Hey, you want to go and scroll over that Vista real quick?
The Vista?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. A 6 cost 8k that you can play on 6. And you get to draw a card.
Yes, you do. And
if you have an extra Dawn, say it's your 7 Dawn turn, you get to KO a 2k body. Infinitely better than Squard. Squard's a weenie. Don't run Squard. This card's a joke.
I don't understand how he ever became a 7,000 power. I think that's like the most confusing part about this card.
Because it's just an image on a piece of cardboard, Kebbie. It doesn't have to be lore accurate to exist.
I mean, if it was lore accurate, he would be negative 1,000. Okay.
Well, it's lore accurate in the sense that it removes your Newgate.
Yeah, basically you get to stab your Newgate.
You get to hurt yourself to hurt your opponent, kind of.
Yeah, like getting rid of a Katakuri at best case scenario.
It's so bad. What?
That's okay. I guess the flavor perspective for this is all these have blocker because all these characters are actively trying to take
the save ace. True.
Well, I was thinking more of also Whitebeard.
Yeah,
they were they were all about trying to make sure Whitebeard was okay.
Also,
This one doesn't have blocker.
They were trying to keep people off Luffy as he was getting to him.
Yeah, that's true, but I was thinking more of a Whitebeard. These have this because of they were trying to protect Whitebeard as well. This one doesn't have it because Thatch was trying to stab Whitebeard. So
Thatch was dead, my guy. What do you mean? Thatch wasn't at the Paramount War. Why is he getting reprinted? Why are we getting another Thatch card? He doesn't exist. This dude never saw the Paramount War.
Yeah.
He's just
sadly. Bro was a Chad.
Yeah, I'm actually very pro Thatch, but
yeah, but at the same time, like, nah, dog was not around. By the way, for y'all to know, IRL, I rock the pomp.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Totally lore accurate. Totally lore accurate, right there.
Yeah, okay, because he was the one that was murdered. Yeah, by Teach and
brother. Spoilers! Wow.
Wow, Kebbie.
So a whole
shit that happened 8 years ago.
So much longer than 8 years ago, brother. I was in 3rd grade when I found out Ace died.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was 30-something years ago. My bad.
Shut up. Sure. 20-something years ago, okay? Like 25. No, that's too many. 22, 23 years ago. Listen, laugh it up. You think you're so sly because you're a young dog now?
No.
One day you just wake up, you're 37, you have two or three
and 2 wives.
I don't remember what Kevin told me. Well, we don't have to get that deep.
Calm it down, you two.
Woof. I won't calm down.
True. Yeah, I don't know why I thought he was. I just assumed he was based off him being in the set. But yeah, I guess, I completely forgot that he was the one that was, It's
okay, Kebbie, we get it. You're a fake One Piece fan.
No, it's just been a year since I watched this episode.
Kebbie told me, he said, yeah, Monkey D. Luffy is my favorite character.
Bro, you can't be...
He said Luffy D. Monkey. He's going to be king of the pirates.
Hey, at least he didn't say Lucy D. Monkey.
Well, if anyone mentions Lucy that, like, doesn't necessarily play the card game, that's actually a super, like, deep cut. No one knows who Lucy is.
Yeah, Lucy doesn't even know who he is. Good stuff.
True.
I don't know. I definitely have never pronounced his name as Luffy.
Oh, really? I do it all the time to annoy people. It's really fun.
Now, what you do is you call him Lussy.
Well, that's what I call Lucci.
You call him Luigi? I call him Gucci. I'm guessing.
No, I call him Lussy instead of Lucci.
I don't know. Yeah, so I think that's all the cards we have to talk about today. Which decks are you guys most excited for about this next set? Let us know in the comment section. Of course, he's excited about Yamato. I gotta imagine
probably rock the Navy Dum Dum. Brain goes smooth.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the stage for Yamato. If they're gonna make a stage for her.
For what? That does what? What a weird thing to say, Kebbie.
I think Yamato would need a stage that basically says
stand a dawn.
No, that you can KO something to draw a card once per turn. You rest it, KO.
Why? Where does this random card draw come from?
I think that would be a balanced way of going about it. You can KO one of your characters on board once rest it, KO something, draw a card.
I don't think that's what the deck needs. I think it would be perfectly fine without that. That's a very unique thing, but like things can just have on KO effects to be sticky. Like not every single leader needs to be able to kill their own characters. I also like in Yamato, I wouldn't pop my 4-cost ace just to make my opponent trash two cards and draw a card.
I'm thinking more of a combo with the Yamato.
So you're thinking up a stage that's a specific combo with one card.
I mean, you could KO your Nico Robin to draw a card or your Nami to draw a card, but
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that'd be
like I'm not saying it isn't a cool idea. I just don't think it does anything for the deck that it can't already do.
I mean, it would make a very interesting turn if you could swing with for 8 unblockable, KO it, draw a card, get a 6-drop Yamato back, good with rush, swing with that too.
I think more than a card that pops one of your own characters, you maybe just need multiple different curved out cards that play something from trash. Like a 5-cost that plays a 4-cost, an 8-cost that plays a lower cost, a 10-cost that plays an 8-cost. Like I don't think everything needs to pop. Like I don't think you need to utilize your own on KO effects. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is what they have planned for the deck.
I don't know.
We have no support for it so far, so it's like really hard to see. But if we can't bring things back from the trash, like if the only way to bring something back from the trash is by KOing the 8-cost Yamato to play out a different Yamato, the deck is fucked.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very great.
No, because you wouldn't get your leader effect until you could remove your 8-cost.
I mean, you could have a 6-cost that also gets a 3-cost Yamato. I don't know. Like daisy chain that thing. But I don't know.
We could get some like Reiju-esque support where like maybe you have a smaller Yamato that morphs into a bigger Yamato. That could be cool.
I could see that.
Like
that'd be interesting.
A 4-cost that morphs into a 6-cost, and then the 6-cost can morph into the 8-cost. Then if the 8-cost dies, it goes back into the 6-cost or lower.
You're right. And maybe that stage would be too broken.
I mean, like, the stage is a really interesting concept.
And
it just doesn't...
It feels black, too. Like, it feels like a black card stage.
Kind of.
I mean,
it just... To me, it doesn't seem like it really utilizes the idea of the deck as much as the deck needs. It's just like a cool card, in my opinion. Like, the stage would be cool because it would generate more value to some things, but the trade-off would be kind of weird if you're not specifically popping the Yamato 8-cost.
I mean, if you're KOing your searchers, like
yeah, that's cool because you're generating more value off of them.
Yeah, you just pop it, draw a card, you swing at it, get rid of a Satori, and then you just trash it, draw a card.
But like, I wouldn't want to necessarily pop my ace just to rip 2 cards out of the opponent's hand. Like, even this being on field, it's a sticky 5k body that can either put a Dawn on your leader, so it's a 6k leader swing, or it's a 4-6 swing as well.
The only way you would ever use this for that effect would be your closing turn. So if you swung with this first and they have like 7 cards in hand,
yep,
and then you're like, okay, I got that one through, you take a life, now I'm going to pop this, draw a card, make you trash 2 cards so you have less counter in hand.
But even then, you don't trash the cards from your opponent's hand. They discard the cards. So it's like they can just give you bricks.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Like, obviously making your opponent go from any number of cards to 2 cards less is good.
Yeah. If they have 2 cards in hand, they go to 0.
Exactly, which is very nice for closing out games, but it would be very niche, it seems like, to want to like pop this. The trade-off value just doesn't seem insane to me.
Yeah, like that would be the only situation I think I would trade this off. Would be if I'm finishing that game the turn. I just think
Mhm.
that would just be a very interesting card to have
I agree.
in general.
I agree. I think it would be a super interesting mechanic that we definitely have not seen before.
Yeah, because you just always discard a card, look top three, take a card. I
Hmm.
mean, thinking maybe it's just too strong. It's basically it's kind of like there's tons of them. Like a Gecko Moria has their one drop now that you just pop it, boost your board, draw a card. Like it's kind
Yep.
of strong. But then again, you need something strong with all these white being Blackbeard cards that just replace themselves. Every single one of them. So
Yeah, it's. I hate that they all just draw another card.
yeah, so I guess
They,
it wouldn't be that crazy if a stage does it too.
I suppose not. It just. I think the payoff would maybe need to be better.
Yeah, hopefully we get a super rare soon. I mean, we've gotten a super rare I think of every other color, right? We gotten the Sakasuki, we've gotten
We've barely gotten any support for Yamato. We haven't gotten any support for Yamato that's actually worth playing in the deck. And the deck is entirely warped around Land of Wano. So the only Land of Wano cards that we have are like 2 cards that are already printed, and then the like 4 cards that have been revealed so far.
Yep, but I am right though. So it is literally the only color that has not got a super rare yet.
Yeah.
Why haven't we found? We should probably get one. We should get it soon. I mean, Shiryu is pretty banger. Sakatsuki is pretty banger. Um, the blue one was Mr. Three, so we've gotten
Which
that
is a
one.
really good card.
And then we have
Incredibly.
Ivankov, which is probably the worst of them, but still
I
strong.
mean, the Ivankov's not even bad depending on what the like Luffy is trying to do, but yes, it is probably the worst that's been released so
And
far,
then Newgate.
which is a
Probably.
banger.
Yeah, yeah. So like, we definitely need the Yamato one. Hopefully, we get it soon. And then again, I think the last card we just got revealed was Kuma, and I think
Which isn't even a Yamato card.
yeah. So I think they cycle them, don't they? Is that how they're doing it? Like they do every color in a cycle. I don't know. This is actually
Maybe.
like
I have no idea.
this is the first time I've actually like zoned in and tried to pay attention because usually they just vomit them because they're trying to catch us up to the east. But now it
Mhm.
seems like they're kind of slowing down. There's not so much product getting shoved down our faces. Slowing down in that regard, but I think that's it for us today. So let's do closing thoughts. Let's start off with, of course, the one, the only, Mr. RePreach. What are you doing this week for streaming and all that stuff? Any shout outs?
As it stands right now, all I am doing is Weiss Wednesday, but I might finally get the guy who runs Base Damage, Cade, to do a collab with me on uh, VR chat. That's been in the works for like a year now.
Sounds
So
fun.
yeah,
Are we gonna get any One Piece content from you anytime soon?
we'll find out. First off, I'll start posting One Piece content if I actually win a store championship or something.
Okay, good to know because he's considering going to Virginia. I guess we'll see if that pans out. Hopefully it does. Um, hopefully we'll do another collab with him on this channel. Let us know in the comments that you guys want to see that. How are you doing? Any closing thoughts for you? Favorite anime villain?
No, I gotta pretty much go to bed here in the next, I don't know, like hour probably. I don't even know if I'm streaming tonight. Um, Busy with glassblower stuff tomorrow, streaming the rest of the week, judging a store championship Saturday, and then playing in a store championship Sunday, and hoping to get into one of the 2 July regionals that also go live on Sunday.
And if you're not already, go subscribe to Favorite Anime Villain. Let's get him up to 500 subs.
Yeah, true. I've been a little lazy. My editors also. So I was like busy and sick last week and just not motivated. So I haven't posted a video in like a week and a half. But I should have some videos out this week.
But yeah, definitely go sub to him. Like, let's get him up to 500. I don't know when the next giveaway is technically going to be targeted for. You don't know?
Probably 500.
Okay, I didn't know if it was going to be 500 or 1,000. You should definitely do one.
Maybe it might just be 1,000.
Because 1,000 is the golden number for one.
Yeah.
But yeah, 500, you do get the ability to have people where they could be a member to you,
Right?
Get paid. But and for me, technically all week, I will be doing magic content. So if you catch me on stream, I'm sorry. This Monday, I'm going to be building deck lists with the brand new Strixhaven cards. So, and then all rest of the week, I'll be playing Strixhaven. And the next time you'll see me play One Piece will most likely be ST30 or OP16 deck list. But yeah, that's all basically for me. So sorry that you're not gonna get much One Piece content stream wise, but I have all my videos pretty much up till the next set drops. So yeah, that's it for us this week. We'll come back next week with hopefully more spoilers, maybe some more tournaments. Maybe there's something interesting in that regard, or maybe more news. I don't know. We shall see. Until then, have a great rest of your week. Talk to you guys next time.
Peace.